How you doing? Mic check. You hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Awesome. So first, I just want to thank Nasari. You know, we worked together on while I had the fellowship, and I'm really glad that we could continue this New York State of Poetry. And I'm happy to be at the first celebration of New York State of Poetry. Big up to Niska and the Poetry Foundation as well, the Guggenheim. This is a good poetry moment for the Guggenheim. My homie Patrick Rosal was just chosen to be the poet in residence at the Guggenheim Museum. So this is a good poetry moment, and this, in addition to that, sort of makes that a richer piece. I want to congratulate all the youth poets, for sure. Give it up for the youth poets. It's not easy to be a teenager and call yourself a poet. It's not. But I want to give a bigger round of applause to the parents of the youth poets. If you're here, you know, it's parents that are responsible for, you know, either highlighting the dream or just squashing it all together, right? Just said, I'm going to be a poet, be like, I don't think so. Or, yeah, go ahead, be the poet that you're going to be. So, big up to the poets. Full circle moment for me. I used to work at the Guggenheim Museum in my 20s. I'm 58 now, and I dropped out of college to be a poet. I did that. And one of the jobs I had, along with working at a barbecue restaurant, inspecting apartments at the Metro North housing projects, was a security guard at the Guggenheim Museum. And I don't know if you've ever been, you need to really respect security guards at museums. It's a hard job, because you have to stand there for hours until they call you a lunch break, right? So one afternoon I was in the employee lounge or wherever we ate lunch, and there was a woman there. She was responsible for keeping the house and so on, and she saw me writing in my little memo book, because I always kept a little memo book where I would write poems and lines and things I overheard. And she said, I always see you writing in that book, so you know, are you a journalist? And I said, no, I'm a poet. And she said, oh, you into that heavy writing? She said it just like that. So the mandate for the youth poets today is that you continue in that vein of the heavy writing. That because we are living in extraordinary heavy times. And you are our truth tellers beyond the fake news. You are our witnesses beyond the feeds. You are our authenticity beyond ChatGPT. And we need you. So I want you to continue in that vein of seeking truth and seeking beauty. Because you will probably save our lives with it. Okay? I'm going to read a poem from the Crazy Bunch. And the way I used poetry was a way to celebrate my neighborhood where I grew up on 122nd Street in Lexington. I'm an East Harlemite. And East Harlem had been my muse for a very long time. In many ways, it still is. And this particular poem takes place at the end of the Crazy Bunch. A couple of them have perished, but there's a couple of them who are still around to celebrate the fact that we survived. They won't find us in books. And I had to clean up one of the words. You'll know it when you hear it. And after we officially gained entry into the brotherhood of bad mother flowers, what could our mothers do but lose sleep, wake into prayer, prepare herbs and apples, cursive the names of our enemies on loose leaf and let their names dust in the sunlight? Now everything is clean, rezoned and paved, tenements abandoned like whack parties. What is left for us to do but summon bullies from their graves and liberate ourselves from influence? Gone are the old spots near the takeout, old flames when we used to make out, the spots where the light used to fade out, and the letters we wrote from burning buildings. Our shoulders were made of stone. Our evil was translucent. Turn us into mortals so we can cry without judgment. Surrender our cool and watch us morph into men. Let it be known that we chased killer dealers before the cans got kicked for good. We were made from repeating blocks. Holler if you hear us. There was never a once upon a time, because all it takes is one person to get away with it, to get away and get over it, to get some and get up. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. You are history, you said. If being free means burning a few things, then play that number for us straight. The corner was between us and the world, and sometimes you just needed to be okay with not telling. If anyone asks you about your destiny, don't explain. Maybe this is the story we need to turn ourselves into music, bass, and bully, a string pulling at both ends. They won't find us in books, you used to say. Everybody say, yeah, and you don't stop. We practice our lives in lobbies and layaway, ganders and goofs, boosting lines from the radio, breaking dynamite styles. We were God bodies, we had God in our bodies. That's what Brother Lowe used to say. He used to say, a man can stand on the corner long enough to see a dream etched on a herb's forehead, to see desperation exit from a subway station, to see a tragic hero come back to reclaim his city. So we downloaded his bars and gems, and no doubt, when it was time to tell our story, out would come fire and spit. Thank you.